All right, good afternoon from Boracay, Philippines. Look at that diamond water. How beautiful that looks. This is truly paradise. Now, I want to talk about why guys go back to the United States or to the West after coming here. It seems to happen quite a bit. I think the number one reason is a woman. That's usually what'll leave someone with a bad taste in their mouth from a paradise like this, is gonna be a woman. A guy maybe has what he thinks is an LDR, and he comes out here maybe planning to come out here and spend his life here. After sending the woman money, starts with load and then escalates, and then he ends up getting completely flaked on. I saw a guy in a Facebook group talk about that, or get quote unquote scammed. Most Filipinos are good, 90%, but the scammers live online and sometimes they take advantage of people. And that's gonna be the number one reason why someone's gonna leave this paradise and go back to the rat race of America, is going to be a woman. A bad experience with a woman, thinking all Filipinas are scammers, this or that. The horror stories about this or that, when a guy overspends without meeting and then he shows up and it's not what it was supposed to be, and whatever the case may be. Until you meet someone in person, you honestly do not know if you're attracted to them, from a man to a woman. So even if a man spent, a fortune, or, a million pesos or something, the woman has to be attracted to you, money removed. So that's going to be the number one reason. Now, the second reason, as much as this might sound funny, might be the humidity. If you can't handle humidity, the Philippines is not going to be for you. You could go out walking and you could come home just drenched in sweat from humidity. It's manageable for me, but if you're not a humidity guy, you're not a Philippines guy. Another thing, if you're not in a major area, could be the food. I haven't experienced it, but according to the legend is that, you may not, milk is a little tricky out here to get good milk, cheese, deli meat. It's gonna be a little bit different. It's not quite like America if you're a big deli meat or milk guy. As much as that would be a weird reason to go back home, I think it's just, the Philippines is different. It's not for everybody. You need to have patience. You may wait in line 30 minutes somewhere. You want to call the manager like you're in America? Don't call the manager. The manager's going to tell you to F off in the nicest possible way. You're not home, and they will let you know that for sure. So you're going to have to be comfortable knowing that you're a tourist. This is not your culture. And some guys ain't comfortable with that. They want to go back to America, to their rights and this and that. Whereas most 90% of guys are going to be perfectly comfortable with that and be golden. But, there is going to be that 10% of guys. So woman doesn't work out, leaves a sour taste in their mouth for whatever reason. There's going to be, the humidity, the food. There is just assorted reasons. The post office, things just are not the same. You're going to have to get used to a slower pace of life, waiting in line, learning patience. The post office is hit or miss. If you are getting a package from Amazon delivered from the United States, you're getting a postal package, Lazada and Shopee in some cases, you're going to need to actually physically be there. It's not the convenient United States where you show up and you have 17 packages on your doorstep, or, it's locked in your locker while you're on vacation for 3 weeks. Not how it works here. So the conveniences, bad experiences with a woman, the weather, brownouts. Brownouts happen. And they could happen often depending on where you're living. I know Dumaguete is notorious for them. I've experienced them here in Boracay. You will not experience them in BGC, which is essentially America and the Philippines. But yeah, there's just things like that some people, maybe if you're an older guy or you're a convenience guy, or, there's just certain things that are going to be maybe non-negotiable for some people, but 90% of the time life is much better. But you will need to learn to be patient. Do not argue with staff at places. Do not call the manager. If you go to return something and you lost your receipt or something, it's a wrap. You're not getting a refund. It's the simplest thing in the world. The customer service is not geared towards pleasing you. This is their country and they operate the they want to. Your input is not needed. They're not looking for you to explain to them how things work. This is not your home. So you don't need to tell them, well, in America, it goes like this. They're going to tell you, well, this ain't America. I remember, you say stuff like that and people go, oh, well, when I moved to Nevada from California, I used to go, well, in California, you register your car like this. And they said, this ain't California. Same thing in the Philippines. You don't really need to tell them about how it goes in America, because this is not America. As much as it might seem like it and it's heavily Western influenced, it ain't America. So if you're looking for America, stay in America. So those are some of the reasons why a person would come to paradise at 1/5, 1/10 of the price of where they were living and end up going right back home, which is not like, usually it's a total mistake and a total fumble. Never let a woman dictate, that you think all Filipinos are scammers, or, oh, this one girl wasn't attracted to you or something. So that doesn't matter. That doesn't have anything to do with anything. And that doesn't mean that the Philippines isn't good or a good place to find a wife or a girlfriend or companionship or whatever. That just means that one situation didn't work out. So at the end of the day, those are a few reasons why a gentleman will come out here and head home, almost immediately with a sour taste in his mouth, and then badmouth this beautiful country when he just, got involved with the wrong woman. He wasn't a very adaptable person with patience and humidity and post offices and talking to the manager and stuff like that. These are all very minor things that I found a breeze to get through. But, if you're a 68-year-old cranky guy or something that has the money to live in America like a king, maybe it's not for you. This is not for everybody. But I would say it's for 90% of people, and never judge a country off of one interaction with one woman or, little things. Like I said, brownouts, food, humidity, a bad experiences with a young lady. Those are just a few things that I just wanted to bring to everyone's attention just off the top of my head of what I heard from the guys that have failed out here and ended up back in Missouri or back in Los Angeles or back in New York or whatever, and had a sour taste for the Philippines, at least temporarily. Sometimes they return and do it right, but sometimes that's just their experience with Southeast Asia. So just wanted to throw that out there. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you've been here and you turned back, or if you're here and you're living happily ever after, because I certainly am.